73% off. That's not a typo. That's the headline plastered across Toyota lots from coast to coast. Banners scream factory-backed savings and 1.75% APR, like it's Black Friday on wheels. For a second, it feels like the car industry is finally breaking in your favor, like after years of inflation, markups, and shortages. The automakers are finally cutting you a break. But the truth, those deals are a mirage built on panic, debt, and desperation. Behind every shiny new truck lined up on the lot is a dealer bleeding money by the day, a lender tightening the leash, and a car company that's quietly rewriting the rules to make sure they still win. Because what looks like a giveaway is really a trap, one that's been years in the making. Meet Mike, just an average guy scrolling through listings, stunned to see brand new Toyota Tundras advertised at 1.75% APR. That number looks unbeatable when the national average sits near 6. For the first time in years, Mike feels like he's getting ahead. But when he walks into the dealership and runs the numbers, the math turns ugly fast. That base model Tundra, which sat around $38,000 a few years ago, now carries a $48,000 sticker. The hybrid, pushing past 70 grand. Sure, the monthly payment looks small. That's by design. Dealers know most buyers think in terms of, can I afford $700 a month? Instead of, how much am I really paying in total? Stretch the loan from 5 years to 6, maybe 7, sprinkle in a $1,495 doc fee, and suddenly that low APR dream car balloons into a $54,000 plus commitment before taxes, insurance, or maintenance. And here's the cruel twist. Toyota's fine print ensures every discount still funnels profit back to the company. The low rate distracts you from the inflated sticker. The rebate disappears in higher dealer add-ons. It's a shell game of numbers designed to make you feel like you're winning while they quietly stack the deck. Mike drives away smiling. For now. 6 months later, he realizes he's on the hook for $10,000 more than the same truck cost before the deals began. But that's exactly how Toyota wants it. Because the real pressure isn't on him yet. It's on the dealers. Every unsold truck is a ticking bomb. Dealers don't own their inventory outright. They finance it, a process called floor plan lending. Susan, a general manager at a Midwestern Toyota store, starts every morning staring at a spreadsheet of debt. 60 trucks on her lot, each costing her $20 to $30 a day just to sit there. The lender charges interest on every unit, sometimes up to 10%. That means a $60,000 Tundra can rack up $400 a month just by existing. By October, the lot looks full, and her balance sheet looks like a sinking ship. Lenders call to check in. Then come the curtailments. Forced partial payments on vehicles that haven't sold. Miss 2 curtailments, and the bank can freeze new shipments or even repossess inventory. That's why the lots are filled with urgency. Flashing signs, limited time banners, and desperate phone calls to old leads. The discounts aren't generous, they're survival. Every today-only deal you see is a symptom of a dealership trying to bleed slower than it's being drained. The automaker gets paid either way. The dealer gets crushed if they don't move the metal. And the buyer, they get caught in the middle, handed a low payment that quietly extends into years of debt. But it's not just the financing games or dealer stress driving this chaos. It's something deeper, the slow erosion of loyalty that used to define Toyota's relationship with its buyers. For decades, the Tacoma was the symbol of reliability. Built in Texas, priced for the working man, the truck that outlasted everything else on the road. But somewhere along the way, Toyota's definition of loyalty changed. The company quietly ended U.S. production in 2021 and shifted all Tacoma assembly to Mexico, Baja California, and Guanajuato. They said it was for efficiency. Efficiency for whom? Because for buyers like Mike, the savings never showed up. The 2025 Tacoma base model now starts at $43,000, while the top trim hybrid flirts with $55,000. 5 years ago, the same truck cost under $40,000. Longtime owners started noticing VINs beginning with the number 3, the telltale sign of Mexican assembly. Forums filled with frustration. If moving south saved money, why did my payment go up? Dealers don't like to talk about it. They'd rather point to the new tech, wireless CarPlay, adaptive cruise, hybrid torque. But buyers feel something's missing. Not just the badge that said Made in Texas, but the sense that Toyota built trucks for them, not for the shareholder. And this isn't nostalgia. The new Tacoma's lease payment, $419 a month with nearly $5,000 down used to get you a full-size truck. Now it barely buys mid-size. The irony? Toyota's profit margins have never been higher. The company cut labor costs, raised prices, and counted on American buyers being too loyal to walk away. But that loyalty is fading, because when you take away the trust, the steel, and the story, what's left is just another product. And that same erosion is spreading to Toyota's most legendary badge of all. Ask anyone who's driven one. The Land Cruiser wasn't just a vehicle, it was a statement. A V8 fortress that could cross deserts and still hold resale value better than luxury sedans. But the 2025 Land Cruiser isn't the truck you remember. The V8 is gone. In its place, a 2.4-liter turbocharged hybrid 4-cylinder. On paper, it makes more torque, better mileage, and lower emissions. Toyota calls it progress. Mechanic Frank just shakes his head. Progress doesn't strand you on the side of the highway when a sensor fails, he says. You could fix the old V8 with a wrench. Now you need a laptop and luck. He's not wrong. Under the hood is a maze of electronics, high-voltage cables, and software dependencies. The parts are expensive, the training rare, and the reliability, once the Land Cruiser's crown jewel, now feels like a gamble. Resale values are already proving it. A 5-year-old V8 Land Cruiser still holds around 60% of its original price. The early projection for the new hybrid? Barely 53%. That's thousands lost the moment you drive off the lot. And it's not just resale. The reputation itself is cracking. For the first time in decades, loyalists are asking, is a Toyota still built to last or just built to comply? The company touts sustainability, efficiency, and innovation. But the buyers who built its reputation, the overlanders, mechanics, and families who trusted it for decades, feel like they've been left behind. Because when you replace proven durability with fragile complexity, you're not innovating. You're gambling with the very trust that made your brand invincible. And Toyota isn't done rolling the dice. Their next bet is on electricity, and it's already backfiring. Enter the bZ4X, Toyota's all-electric crossover. Slick design, tech-heavy cabin, and this month, a staggering $6,000 lease cash incentive. On the surface, that sounds incredible. But when a company throws that much money on the hood, it's not a gift, it's a warning. Frank, the same mechanic who's seen 30 years of trends come and go, has already worked on a few. His verdict? Cool tech, bad timing. Because under that sleek marketing, the bZ4X carries baggage, cold weather charging issues, infotainment bugs, and a recall so severe that Toyota once halted sales after wheels risked detaching mid-drive. They fixed it, on paper, but the stigma stuck. Dealers can't move them. Outside the coasts, inventory sits untouched. And here's where the numbers tell the real story. Early resale data shows used bZ4Xs dropping in value almost twice as fast as comparable gas models. A $43,000 electric vehicle losing half its value in 3 years. That's brutal. So Toyota's answer is simple. Throw cash at the problem. $6,000 lease cash to hide the depreciation, make the monthly payment look sweet, and hope buyers don't notice what's coming. Frank's advice: lease it, enjoy it, give it back before the warranty's gone. Don't ever buy it outright. He's right, because Toyota isn't the one taking the hit on resale. You are. The incentive isn't generosity, it's damage control. And while EV buyers are learning that the hard way, another wave of deals is quietly trapping thousands more. Walk onto a lot this fall, and you'll see row after row of nearly new Camrys and Corollas with suspiciously low prices. At first glance, they look flawless. Clean interiors, glossy paint, great mileage. But take a closer look, and you'll find the truth written in the fine print. Fleet vehicle, former rental. Dave, a fleet manager who's seen it all, can spot them instantly. The rubbed smooth steering wheel, the uneven tire wear, the faint transmission whine. These cars have lived hard lives. Oil changes skipped, brake fluid never flushed. Multiple drivers treating them like disposable tools. They sell fast because they look like bargains. But the real penalty comes later. Fleet and ex-rental cars lose 5% to 15% more in value than privately owned ones. A $30,000 Camry could cost you an extra $3,000 in lost resale, just because of what's on the title. And when you try to trade it in, dealers will knock thousands off instantly. They don't even hide it. That's how the trap works. You think you're saving money up front, but the market already knows that car's history and punishes you for it. Dave's rule is simple. If it says fleet, check the service records yourself. If the dealer refuses, walk. Because no matter how good the shine looks under the showroom lights, what matters is what's buried beneath it. But not every buyer walks. Most get caught in the illusion, chasing discounts while ignoring what's really driving them. A system built on mounting debt and corporate survival. Back in Susan's office, the clock keeps ticking. The lender doesn't care about her weekend sales goals or her customer satisfaction ratings. They care about one thing: getting paid. Every vehicle sitting unsold means another day of interest, another curtailment coming due. And if those payments fall behind, the consequences are brutal. Frozen allocations, reduced floor plan lines, even repossession of unsold inventory. That's why October always feels frantic in the car business. New model year shipments collide with old inventory that still hasn't moved. Dealers slash prices, extend hours, and plaster 73% off. Banners everywhere, anything to keep the lenders calm. But here's the dirty secret. Even when a dealer cuts thousands off the sticker, Toyota still gets its full wholesale price. The factory wins either way. The only ones taking the hit are the people on the ground. Susan's team, her margins, and eventually, the buyer footing a loan stretched to the breaking point. This is why those flashy promotions appear every fall. It's not the company being generous. It's the financial system underneath the auto industry, gasping for air. And as the clock runs out, only one group really benefits. The ones who understand how to play the game better than it plays them. For every buyer trapped by the fine print, there's another who turns it to their advantage. The real deals aren't on the banners. They're buried in programs the dealers hope you'll never ask about. Supplier pricing codes, military rebates, college grad incentives, and credit union financing that undercuts the manufacturer's rate. Here's the insider move. Wait until the last 10 days of the month. That's when dealer pressure peaks. Lenders are calling, regional reps are demanding unit counts, and Susan's floor plan balance looks like a live wire. Walk in then, with your research printed, supplier code ready, and the patience to walk away if they stall. The same truck that was non-negotiable a week ago suddenly becomes flexible. Stack factory rebates with supplier pricing. Skip the dealer's extended warranty upsells. They're pure margin. If you need coverage, price Toyota's own Platinum plan online and make them match it. And never forget, knowledge is leverage. The entire sales system runs on confusion. Rebates, dealer cash, residuals. The moment you understand them, the illusion collapses. That's when you stop being the mark and start being the threat. The ads want you to believe this is a golden age for buyers. Massive discounts, record low APRs, dealer blowouts everywhere you look. But behind the slogans, the story is darker. Prices are still inflated from pandemic highs. Factory production has shifted overseas. Iconic engines are being replaced with tech you can't fix. Dealers are suffocating under loans they can't pay. And those 73% off deals? They're not a celebration. They're a cry for help. Every discount you see is someone else's problem being passed down the chain. From automaker to lender to dealer to you. Toyota still posts record profits. The dealers barely break even. And the buyers are left holding loans that stretch longer and cost more than ever. But here's the silver lining. The system only works if you don't understand it. Once you do, once you see the patterns, the incentives, the timing, you can flip it back on them. Because in the end, the automakers built the game to survive. The dealers play it to stay alive. And you get to decide whether you're another statistic or the one who finally beats them at it.